I remember watching the movie and being like kind of depressed over how he set her self-esteem low. And I was like,
Josh is a sad character.
Yes, he is. He's a real
wonderfully by Jack Quaid.
Yeah, dude.
Very nice guy. He's super nice. He's like, I think he's in an improv troupe.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Really fun.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
He seems like someone that really works at it and is very grateful and everything.
But why? Like his parents are Dennis Quaid and
that's why.
Meg Ryan.
No, that's why. Because he has to fucking prove himself all the time.
I guess.
I'm sure.
But there are, I mean, like, what is the exception to prove the rule? There's so many others that they don't turn out.
Well, not most, but a lot of the Nepo babies really bristle.
Nepo. Yeah. Nepo.
Nepal?
I heard someone call it MAGA. MAGA. I keep
Are they
MAGA? I just love MAGA because it's like Maka Maraka Gradagan. But not
the Romanian Nepo, pronunciation. Okay, Nepo baby. Sorry. And they a lot of them bristle at it. Where I'm just like, get the fuck over yourself. Welcome to Tank Top Talks with Matt Braunger. I'm your host, Matt Braunger. Tank tops, as you all know, are ridiculous, but they feel good. And the reason why they feel good is because they're ridiculous. Drew Hancock, let's talk about your tank.
Are you sure they feel good?
You don't think they feel good?
This is my first tank top I've ever worn.
Feeling loose?
I feel like airy, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think...
Ask me again at the end of the episode.
Gotcha. The ridiculous feeling.
Yeah.
I should say Drew thought I was kidding. He wasn't familiar with my podcast. He's an old friend. So I just, I threw one of mine on. Available in the store. Tank Top Talk store right now. Yeah. My drink order, Mezcal, no ice. No ice.
Noise. No ice.
Read into that how you want. Proceeds go to the ACLU and help and support on the ground in Minneapolis for no reason. Even though it's just a drink order. So, Drew, you've never worn a tank top ever?
I don't think so.
Okay.
That'd be weird. Wait, that'd be weird if I did and I blocked it out.
I think maybe when you were a kid.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably just wore one.
I don't think even as a kid I
really
wore a tank top. No.
And where did you grow up?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay. Not a big tank top city.
It's cold there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
But there's a lot of beach volleyball, not on the beach, but like at the beach volleyball places like behind bowling alleys.
Yes.
But I never got into that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My uncle wore tank tops. I remember that, I think because I was like, oh, that looks stupid. That I think that
there you go.
Implanted that in my brain. And
that's the look I'm going for. The feel I'm going for is the good times your uncle had.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can absolutely see something on one of my uncles and going, never.
No. It was, he had gold chains and it was,
he did?
And a mullet. Yeah.
What did he do?
Like for work?
Yes.
Nothing for a while, for a long time.
That's the answer. Mullet, gold chains, no job.
He didn't do a lot.
What was
he lived in my grandma's basement for well into his 20s.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Which well into his 20s? These
20s,
days?
Late 20s, yeah.
That seems pretty normal to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like, Gen Z's moving out in their 30s, it feels like.
No, I think
not their fault.
My mom would use him as an example. I mean, he'd be like, this is what happens when you when you're directionless and you're spoiled. Well, I'm talking a lot of trash about my uncle.
Is he still alive?
No, he passed away.
Okay.
Yeah, tragically. That's not funny at all. No, it's actually really tragic. Yeah.
What was his name?
His name was David.
David.
Yeah.
Did you go by Dave?
He ended up becoming a teacher late in life.
Cool.
Like a math teacher. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
No, redemption.
That's a great. I love that he's like volleyball party guy with a mullet and gold chains and a constant tank top in Omaha.
Yeah.
And then there's just it's time to teach math.
Yeah, time to teach math. Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah. Thanks for asking. Yeah. I'm well caffeinated. I don't stay up past I don't stay up too late.
Okay.
And this is late for me. So
okay.
I took like a little energy shot.
All right.
So I'm a little wired.
Live it up. Yeah. Ricky Carmona came on here with 2 cafecitos deep.
Yeah.
Just on fire.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it.
Appreciate that. I mean, this is my warp speed, which is still pretty slow. Yeah.
You ready to shoot some craps?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should give a little background. Those folks who don't know who Drew is, Drew wrote and directed Companion, the film Companion. And I've known Drew since the Channel 101 days.
Yeah.
when
I was trying to think about when was that 2007 or 8, or was it even?
It might have even been 6.
Okay,
yeah.
It was Utopia. Yeah,
yes.
I remember. Ryan Ridley had talked about this guy he got in the show, Matt Braunger. I was like, who's that? I was like, he's great. And then seeing you act and be like, oh shit, because we weren't actors. Like we were just like writer, filmmaker. Like we just made videos and we acted in the shows because like it was one less phone call to make.
Yes.
Like, it was just like, oh yeah, well I guess I'll just play that part. And it was just like the worst acting. And then we just kind of embraced that. And then I think like maybe a year or two, and then the went by, and just the crew got bigger and bigger, and we started getting like real actors. And I remember you were like Chris Tallman, a couple other people. Yeah. I was like, okay, these are real actors. Like,
well, and thanks, but like I remember, and I've said this on the show, like I had a real chip on my shoulder where I was like, these guys don't know comedy, and then I'm watching like Shitcock PI and House of Cosby's, and just being like, fuck, these guys are so funny. And
House of Cosby's was the first one-on-one show I saw. Like I showed up also being like, well, I'll be like, I'll kill this. I'll be the best here. And then that was the first one played. I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah. I think this is better than anything I've ever made in my entire life.
I want to say maybe the first screening I ever went to was when Yacht Rock 2.
Yeah.
With you famously as Oates.
Yeah.
From Hall Oates.
Famously.
Yeah. Of course. The greatest Oates.
Yeah. The greatest Oates.
The greatest Oates.
The Oates. Oates. Who I met. Did you know we met?
No, I know. I have the picture of you guys doing this because he doesn't have a mustache anymore.
That was great.
Yeah.
First thing he said to me, and I'm a short man, is he looked up at me and says, "You're too tall to play me."
That's awesome.
It felt great.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, and to say that blew up is an understatement. And I mean, but it was so cool to see all that. And I mean, it was like, I have to be in as many of these as I can.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
There were certain people I was like, I want to work with that person. I want to work with that person. I want to work with that person. But it was a very fun scene for a while.
Yeah.
And you definitely, I feel like a lot of the guys and gals worked on like Rick and Morty, obviously, Community with Dan or Rob, whatever Rob was working on. But like how many shows did you work on before My Dead Ex?
A lot. I don't even know.
Okay.
I forget about shows. I mean, that's not a brag. I just was kind of aimlessly like saying yes to every single thing that came my way. It came from a place of like, oh, I will never get a chance to write a Nickelodeon kids like villain of the week show, so I have to do that. My agent's like, no, don't do that. I was like, no, why wouldn't I? Like, it sounds fun as fuck. Like, so I said yes to everything. And later in life realized, oh, I get what he was talking about. I wasn't creating a brand for myself, and so like my IMDb page is just. So it's like a shotgun blast.
But
like
that's so
thing.
rad.
No, I love that because I learned so much. I got a chance to write like a ABC sitcom, like jokes, which I'm not a joke writer,
right?
And like the Super Ninjas show or Blue Mountain State, like a raunchy college football show. I don't know anything about football. Like
do you know? It's like you're bringing stuff up. I still get recognized as the mascot from Blue Mountain State. Like a TSA guy
was
hilarious. Like, hey man, were you the mascot? I'm like, yeah. And I remember you wrote that part for me. And then I flew to Montreal and played this. I'm a mascot who it doesn't work out for, and I'm a homeless mascot.
Yeah.
And
I think that's my favorite episode I wrote. That's the fingering, right?
Yes, the fingering.
Yeah. That's my favorite episode.
And like it was incredible. It's so funny. And I think about what a funny idea Officer Maloof is and how much I relate to Officer Maloof. Because Drew wrote a show called My Dead Ex, which basically a high school kid tells his crush that he loves her. And he has like an amulet of some kind.
Yeah. God, so convoluted. It was so he got her an amulet, and then he professed his love for her. She didn't like him, and then he dies.
He falls off the roof.
Very morbid. He like spray paints a sign saying like "I love you forever, Charlie," and then the amulet like is it's a big buy, but like it brings him back to life.
Yeah,
he's a zombie that has to kind of stay within 30 feet of her, otherwise he reverts back to zombie form.
Yeah.
Very convoluted plot.
But he's kind of rotting
Yeah.
He's like actively kind of rotting, but he's cognizant and normal otherwise. And so they don't know what to do. So they send him to school, but they assign a police officer to stay with him at all times with the order, if he bites anyone, to shoot him in the head. So I just followed this high school kid around.
It's a really fucked up idea.
It makes me laugh.
I never really thought about
and like I love that you put me as Maloof, because the thing about Maloof is he's so excited to go back to school.
Yeah.
Because he didn't pay a lot of attention in high school, and he's so excited to go back and just learn again.
Yeah.
And so he's in class and he's just so hyped.
Yeah.
Like, and it was so fun to sit there with actual high school kids and just pretend to be really, because I do look back and I really wish I did pay more attention in high school.
Totally.
I really wish I paid more attention in college.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll reread books that I read in college and be like, oh, this is brilliant. Why did I buy the Cliff Notes for this book?
Yeah.
Like I really was shortchanging myself.
I think around junior year, I just want to get that degree. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm so ashamed of making that decision.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a young idiot. But like,
it's so funny. This is such a weird memory to unlock. But I remember there was an episode of Home Improvement where like the mom goes back to school and she's really excited about it. And I remember as a kid being like, why would she be excited about school? And now I'm like, I'm
100%.
Now I'm the mom from Home Improvement.
Yeah,
I get a lot.
I think about that. I think about like, if like I live near a university, I'd be like, can I audit a class or something? Can I just come
do it? I bet you could probably get away with it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, but like that
big enough class.
That idea of he's got this horrible mission.
Yeah.
Horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
If he has to do his job, it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah. But that's born out of like my favorite thing in writing, which is you take a high concept idea and then you like really sit down and you think about like, okay, what are like the real world repercussions? If this actually existed, if this kid came back to life, like let's like play with that. And like it's a world that understands zombie rules. And so they think that maybe he still is a zombie. So they're like the kids like don't want to have anything to do with him. It's not like it's not like the kind of Disneyfied version of like this. It's like, okay, well, we'll let you go to class because you're still a kid, but also we're going to watch you. And if you misbehave, we're going to put you down. Like,
I'm going to shoot you in the head.
Yeah.
Half of us have guns.
Yeah.
I that's when I was a kid, I really loved the X-Men, but I also at the same time was like, but by that logic, why wouldn't they treat every superhero that way?
Yeah.
They wouldn't be like, oh, he's not technically a mutant. He's the Hulk.
Yeah.
He got hit with gamma rays. They'd be like, no, as soon as he turned normal and naked, they would fucking cut his head off.
Yeah.
She'd be like, no, not jump around as the Hulk anymore. Yeah. Kill that guy.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah. I mean, we'd be so terrified.
Yeah.
So like you just be hiding your powers all the time if you're a superhero.
Yeah.
I just don't want the grief, man.
Yeah. I've been rewatching a lot of the X-Men movies. They do kind of get into that later on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the second one where it's like, have you tried not being a mutant? Just kind of, gay analogy kind of thing. Yeah. Definitely beats you over the head with it a little bit. But,
Yeah. Logan's awesome though.
Logan's awesome. I did like Wolverine versus Deadpool, or Wolverine and Deadpool. I thought that one was really fun.
Yeah. I got to hold my tongue. I can't be super critical about things anymore because having made a movie, it's like the hardest thing on the planet. So even the worst movie I go, it's a movie.
Yeah, no.
It's a miracle.
Absolutely.
That it exists.
I don't, I'm not loose in the, I remember the microcosm for me of that was this dude who was just in the car with me and some people. And I think he was like friends with one of my cousins or something. And they picked me up from the airport. I think I was playing like this club in, where was I? Tempe, Arizona or something. And he's like, oh, you're buddies with Dan Harmon, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. He's like, second season of Community isn't doing as well, huh? Like, are you fucking this? Yeah. That's what you say?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Do you not like it? How their viewership right now?
Yeah. Why?
It was such a weird,
that's a weird way.
And I think it was maybe his way of going like, I know the biz, just FYI.
Yeah.
Which
cool.
I've done that on some levels sometimes, but like it was just like, ooh. So I'm the same way with. It's like if you got a movie made, holy fucking shit,
Yeah.
Like, and
And it doesn't matter what the budget is. Like everything just goes wrong.
Oh
like,
yeah.
And I remember before Companion, before I shot Companion, listening to a lot of podcasts and just trying to eat up as much like advice from filmmakers. And I remember Sam Esmail, who just made Leave the World Behind. I think the Julia Roberts Netflix like kind of post-apocalyptic like
I know
movie.
I never saw it.
He was talking about there was like a $200 million movie or something insane, and he was talking about how he didn't have enough money. I'm like, well, if this guy, like it just doesn't, it's never enough. There's always like some problem that you have, regardless of the size of the movie.
Well, and also there's that famous footage of like David Lynch, and he's shooting this is well into his successful years, and there's that person who's from the studio who keeps falling around and being like, I think we have enough shots. He's like, would you stop bothering me?
Wait, what is that from? I need to see that.
It's from like a doc about him.
The Lynch documentary, the one that's like, there's a 2-parter one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. And so he's just screaming at this woman. And I was like, wow. Cause I was supposed to be in the second season of Upload on Amazon, but the Amazon people would come around, and a guy I did my pilot with, who works with Greg Mills, was like, these people are monsters. He's like, they just come around and they cut whole pages out of scripts. They force you.
Yeah.
And so they took my whole character out and all this. It was just like, oh, but it's like, so you're dealing with that too.
Yeah.
It's like, you have a budget, but they're going to try to whittle it down.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Yeah.
In the hedge fundification of everything.
Yeah, especially now. And it doesn't matter like the size of the movie. Most of the money is going above the line. It's going to your producers. It's going to your actors. And so it's like they prioritize the wrong things. Not to say like those are, it's kind of not the right way to say it, but like shooting days are so important. And those are the first things to go.
They're kind of everything. Yeah. Are you making the movie or are you not?
Yeah. I'm dealing with that now, and I don't want to get into the weeds of it, but like my next movie, like trying to whittle the budget down to whatever the proper modeling is what it's called. Like they model it, and it's like this movie is worth X amount of dollars, and then your job to whittle it until it's that number, and then they say, okay, great, let's go make that movie, and then like my point of view is the movie's going to come out, and then is it going to make like just that difference that like from X to whatever the extra $3 million you had to get out of the movie,
you're going to somehow get that back, or it'd be so funny if in my head I was like thinking it'd be so funny if just right there you're like, and the lead actor I'm with, he's such a cunt, and you shit on someone, like the DP or like something anyone can look up when it comes out. Like
I don't
Drew
do that
said that.
That a really annoying thing that people do on podcasts where they tell like the half story. Like, I'll tell you when we're not rolling. I'll tell you all about it.
Oh God, the worst. Like, just don't say shit.
Yeah.
No, and you would never, even if it's true. But like the thing, I will say the inspirational thing that you did is very cool.
Please.
For Companion, where you just took a year and just wrote that script.
Yeah.
That's all you worked on. That's crazy to me, because I just don't have that. I have pages and pages of things I'm always tinkering with. I can't do the samurai thing that you did.
It's crazy. Not just that, but like I had one egg and I had one basket. You know what I mean? Like time is precious, especially in this industry. Like you need to be very careful of how you spend your time, and so to devote it all to one thing. If I'd sent it to a producer and they'd be like, no, thank you.
Sure.
Oh fuck! I guess I just wasted a year of my life.
Right.
But I came at a time where peak TV was still going on. It was like 2021. It was like there was a little bit of a plateau where it was still, a billion shows were being made. I think peak TV is Quibi. I think Quibi is like if you look back in time of like when was like the downfall of television, I think Quibi was right where it was. And I had a Quibi show, by the way.
Yeah.
I
think Quibi was seeing Instagram and TikTok and wanted to be like, well, we want that too.
Yeah.
And it was like, over-greedified yourself.
And they got like $2.5 billion in financing. It was just like, they were just throwing money at anything.
Yeah.
Like, and so I had My Dad X, and I had a Quibi show, Florida Man, which I'm very proud of the scripts we wrote, but it got shelved because Quibi got destroyed.
Yep.
But I remember when Go 90 went under, kind of reading like the writing on the wall, like, oh, I think the peak TV might be like dying. I think it would be over very soon, and so it might be time to like write a movie, because I've never actually been a big TV guy. I did it. I worked in television because that's where the jobs were.
Yeah.
And I think in 2018, I think there were 600 TV shows. I think something crazy.
Wow.
Across all the platforms. Maybe it was 2018, but there was a year where it was like over 600 shows. Uh-huh. And it's just too much. And so I was like, well, there's going to be a reckoning at some point. And so like, I remember making the decision to write a movie, and it is at a time when a lot of people were like, really, you want to go into movies? Like people were trying to talk me out of it. Sure. And so when I committed myself to writing Companion, right when I finished it, like maybe I think like that's right when it happened. We're all like, I mean, we were shooting Companion right before, like we had to shut down because of the writer's strike, but so that was happening like right around the same time. Mm-hmm. But now everyone wants to write movies because there's no TV shows anymore.
Yeah,
but it'll switch back and it'll go back and forth. Yeah, so it's like, I'm not saying I was prescient, but I was just kind of experiencing it, and also like, I love movies. Like I really love movies. Yeah. So it was kind of dumb that I was not writing movies.
It's not as if you were like, I don't like K-pop or reality shows, but I'm going to work for a year on this K-pop reality show. It's like you were working on something that was your...
Yeah, I think I'm framing it in a very cynical way, because it really was coming from a place of passion too. Like I just like I did have a moment where I was like, where am I in my career? Am I happy with my career? The answer is like, I think I actually might be a little miserable right now, because I'm not creatively fulfilled. I'm working now. Like the opportunities are falling away, and it just didn't feel right. And I've just loved movies. I've always loved movies.
Yeah.
So that's where it was born out of. It's like, well, sit down, you idiot. Write a movie that you would not just like that you want to write, but something you'd want to see, something you'd be proud of.
Yeah. And I think by taking all of those other jobs, a lot of which you're probably like, I don't love it, but I can do it.
Yeah.
You sure as hell know what you don't want to write.
Yeah.
That's what me and a lot of people that haven't had a lot of writing actual work, where someone is giving you, feedback on a daily, hourly basis, makes us kind of hit a wall. Yeah. And I'm not just talking about me. I mean, a lot of people where it's kind of like, you don't really have that. You don't have the built-in helpful guardrails of your brain of like, well, I don't want to do that because that's what you said about the high concept. How would someone react to it is also one of my favorite tropes. Yeah. Like I really love that when you take the completely insane thing.
Yeah, and then just explore every facet of it. And just Companion was as soon as I had that, like, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's there's a giant spoiler, but the spoiler's in the poster of the movie. Yeah. Like when I wrote the script as a spec, like the first 20 pages are kind of setting up a movie that like it's not delivering on. It's like setting up a very traditional horror movie setup of three go to a cabin in the middle of the woods, and something's going to go wrong, but you don't quite know what it is. And then when it does flip, and when you do realize what it is, it's I mean, if you haven't seen it by this point, you can either stop listening to this podcast or just get it spoiled, because it's literally in like the HBO Max like description of the movie. But you find out that she's like a companion robot, and so the whole movie is about her kind of going against her programming, and just about self-discovery and rising up against someone who controls you. And so as soon as I had like the phone, I had the high concept idea of a woman who discovers she's a robot. That's cool. It's flashy. But then the real fun was when you're like, okay, well, what would be the logistics of having that? And I remember when I thought, oh, like he could have a phone that controls her. And my first instinct in my writer brain was like, oh no, like that would be, I can't do that because that would give him way too much power. It's like, wait a minute, like that's the best obstacle that you could have. Like, but immediately it's like, oh, if I have that and she gets it back, like it's a way of her overcoming that and getting her power back. And so the phone could kind of represent that. So the like those fun like little moments when you're writing and your brain says, no, you shouldn't do that. Sometimes it's actually, no, you should do that. It's our brains like, we're naturally it's path of least resistance in real life. We want to go on the easiest route. Like, so we're trying to figure out ways to avoid obstacles, but writing is the exact opposite. Writing is creating obstacles for your characters that they can't get out of. And that's what story is. So yeah, a lot of times your human brain will actually like contradict what your writer brain should be like grasping onto.
Oh, that's funny.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was laughing actually walking up to the studio before we recorded, before you got here, remembering how, because you've helped me with my writing. And I had a screenplay that has not a similar thing at all, but it does have a thing featuring sort of a synthetic person in it. And your movie was done, by the way.
Yeah.
In the can.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Maybe. Yeah.
Finished.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm thinking about calling it Companion.
Oh no, I don't remember that. Like,
but it was like something. It wasn't Companion. It was something because I don't want to give away with the thing with the title that is the
was it blank?
The operating thing, something Companion. Yeah. Because mine is more of a comedy. But like, and you're like, did I ever tell you
about the movie I just shot?
I'm thinking about changing my stage name to Drew Hancock. What do you think? Do you think
I would say that's not a great stage name, but sure.
But it's just so funny.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I never thought about it this way, but like now I'm like, I mean, finding a good title is important.
Oh, and I'm terrible at titles.
And it's like, and that's a great, Companion's a really great title.
Yeah, it rarely, like it's either it comes to me immediately or it never comes to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I've read a lot of screenplay books, and like the one was like Save the Cat is like start with the title, and like that just makes my brain hurt.
That's a weird way to.
That's hard, man. Yeah. Start with the title. Think of the poster, then write the script. I'm like,
maybe there's some truth to it. I don't know.
I'm sure it's worked for some.
I think it's worth.
Romano swears by it. He loves that book.
I think it's worth. Like, I don't want to dismiss that kind of thinking.
No, and I'm not either. I always look at it as like I'm just I can't. Yeah. Someone could teach me that.
Yeah.
I just don't. I haven't learned it yet.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of that, like being in a band in high school and spending more time on your t-shirts than you're actually like practicing. You know,
right?
Like, maybe there's some value in that because you could end up with a kick-ass t-shirt, but also you should spend some time practicing. But
a little.
But maybe. I do think. I think a poster is very important because a poster is like really is your transitioning from first act to second act moment. It's that moment where it's like, what is this movie about? And so if you can distill it and really identifiable, like easy to understand, like, image, you can carry that with you. And that could be like, that could be the thing that gets you kind of through that first draft of the script. It doesn't have to be like, I never think about theme right away. Theme is very important, but when I'm writing for the first draft, I never think about theme. And then just kind of organically something will come up. Like I didn't realize Companion was really about imposter syndrome until I finished writing. I was like, oh God, this is like a story about a woman who she's worried that she's not like everyone else. And then she finds out the truth is that, yes, she's like the worst thing that she could ever imagine is handed to her on a silver platter is like, you aren't like everyone else. You are a robot. You know, like that.
Yeah. It's not that you're not good enough.
Yeah.
It's that thing where I was like, I remember watching the movie and being like kind of depressed over how he set her self-esteem low. And I was like,
but that's more about him. That's way more about him than
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh is a sad character.
Yes, he is. He's a real
wonderfully by Jack Quaid.
Dude.
Very nice guy. The exact opposite of that character.
No, I know that's what was. I knew he was nice from the boys. Yeah. I just at one point we had had like little back and forth jokes on like Twitter or something, and I just wrote him things and it's like, you seem like a good dude. I really enjoy your performances. And he was like, that means so much coming from you, and like just like effusive. I was like, that's really. Wow.
Yeah, he's a comedy nerd. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's super nice. He's like, I think he's in an improv troupe.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Really fun.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
He seems like someone that really works at it and is very grateful and everything.
But why? Like his parents are Dennis Quaid and
that's why.
Meg Ryan.
No, that's why. Because he has to fucking prove himself all the time.
I guess.
I'm sure.
But there are, like, what is the exception to prove the rule? There's so many others that they don't turn out.
Well,
okay.
The thing is, I will say I will argue almost, not most, but a lot of the Nepo babies really bristle.
Nepo. Yeah. Nepo.
Nepal?
I heard someone call it MAGA. MAGA. I keep making fun. I just love MAGA because it's like Mac America Gradagan. But not
the Romanian Nepo, pronunciation. Okay, Nepo baby. Sorry. And they a lot of them bristle at it. Where I'm just like, get the fuck over yourself. But because I see it, a lot of those guys on this side where it's like, you're from the same genetics of an actual movie star.
Yeah,
those people are not just picked and like. You're like, oh, you're going to be the famous one. It's like, no, you got to have a thing about you.
Yeah.
I did a movie in a couple months ago, and the star of that movie, I knew of her, but like all my female friends and my wife were like, you know, the fuck that is?
Yeah.
She's on this big show that I've never watched. And like on the Zoom table read, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
This person's it.
Yeah.
Like this person has the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you see someone like that and you're like, oh, there's a zhuzh there that they're bringing to the screen that is awesome. So it's like, of course that's going to be handed down on some level.
Yeah. No, I like there, of course, nepotism is going to come with like entitlement.
It's nepotism.
Nepotism is going to come with entitlement, and it's going to come with privilege. But I also think but the other side of that coin is like, you know, a son of a blacksmith is going to be a blacksmith.
Yeah.
You know, you're born into it. You see it. It's part of your life. You're showing up on set. You're seeing your parents like behind the camera and acting, and so it's a visible job that's available. Like you're framed in a way that of course you're going to get a leg up. It's not purely just like undeserved, like, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, but. Back to Jack, he doesn't have any. He doesn't seem to have a lick of a stitch of a chip on his shoulder.
No, he owns
it at all.
Yeah, he owns it
at all.
Yeah,
it's like I know. And, you know, I get it. Sure, but it's like he's not working hard.
Yeah,
like it's just terrible line readings or something like that. And you're like. So that dude's a peach, but it's funny. But
that being said, you know, there were auditions for Companion that was like, there was one audition that was like,
I auditioned. You don't have to shit on me. I know. I auditioned. It was for the guy who delivers the Companion. I know.
No, there was one, and it wasn't even an actor. It was an audition that got pushed through because one of their parents was very rich. And I'm like, I'm not watching this audition tape because of that.
Sure.
Like, fuck them. Like, so there, I do have a little bit of a chip on my shoulder for sure. But, you know, I
could tell some stories about going to auditions with someone and it's like, oh, their parents are going to put money into this project or whatever, or, you know, that's an entirely different fucking thing.
If you need money, you know,
I get it.
Great way to get money. It's hard to get things made. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Maybe not the lead.
Maybe not the lead.
But yeah. Yeah. What was the person going in for? Can you say what role?
It was for the Iris. It was for the main role.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And what is that actress's name that played Iris?
Sophie Thatcher.
Just fucking incredible.
No, she's unbelievable. Because there was a moment, and lots of talented people auditioned for that part, and and I've talked about this a lot, and that it's tough, not because the role is written like, I did such this great role that's like impossible to play, but
it's hard.
One of the things that like makes it hard is that there's literally a moment of activation, like where she flips a switch and she becomes like a smarter, like more capable person. So the first half of the movie, she is like a withering violet, like meek, won't stand up for herself, and you need to buy that. And then the second half of the movie, she flips the switch and suddenly she's like almost like an action star. You have to buy that too. And so there were plenty of actresses that like were great at the first half but couldn't really nail the second half, and great actresses that really nailed the second half, but you didn't buy them as like, oh, you would kick Jack's ass immediately. Like, I don't buy you. Like, as the docile, like not sticking up for themselves. And then I remember it was very, very late in the process, and I was in New York for pre-production. We still didn't have our Iris. Jack Quaid we had immediately, and we did chemistry reads over Zoom, and Sophie did her chemistry read, and it was like it's like like a cliched Hollywood story where it's like my heart started beating. I was like, oh my God, like after she said like the first line, it's like, oh, this is Iris.
Cool.
Like, and what are we going to do how am I going to fuck this up? Like I found like the perfect Iris, and something's going to go wrong. Like her contract's like she's going to get a better role.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, it's not going to work out. Her agents are going to ask for too much money, and or our producers are going to piss off her agents. Yeah. Something is going to happen where now it's just going to be disappointed. I'll think about what could have been, but no, it luckily worked out, because I can't imagine that role going to happen.
I mean, she makes the movie.
Yeah,
I 100%
agree.
I remember watching Yellow Jackets, and that cast is insane.
Yeah.
Everybody's incredible.
Yeah.
Every little bit role, everybody's great. It's one of those things where I'm watching, I won't say what it is, but there's a show I'm watching on Netflix right now where I will say I'm not the best actor, but I'm watching, I'm like, that's the take you went with?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Are you going to tell me when we're off?
I'll tell you when I'm off. When we're off, just so people don't. No, I won't. I just don't want to. It's like, it's not even important. You know what I mean? It's not the show. I'm watching the show.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the show. There's just moments where I'm just like, what the fuck? And it's probably they were rushed. They're probably just rushed.
Never know. Maybe
so I
miscast.
Get it. Yeah. It's just and I'm not blaming the actor, the director. It could have been whatever. Maybe someone had diarrhea. I have no idea. Yeah. But watching Yellow Jackets, like everybody's great and every scene is great. But you're like, who is that?
Yeah.
In Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
You're like, I've never seen anyone like her. Yeah. What she does on a screen. It's crazy.
It's true. It's true.
She really does this thing of being incredibly like raw and incredibly real, but like can just flip on a dime. Anyway, she's great.
She's amazing and very humble and nice and never complained.
Again,
only complained one time when she should have complained earlier. It was like the beach scene when she was getting tossed on the ground. She was like, my neck. Like,
oh no.
Like, that's okay. I'm sorry.
She's like tiny, right?
Three takes of that.
No.
Yeah, no, I felt bad for that. But no, that was the one time.
I'm just laughing because it'd be so funny if and he's just like, and he's just great. Real bitch. Yeah. She's a real asshole. She's just
never working with her again. No, she's fantastic.
I want to hear about more of those actors where it's just like, God, they kill it, but my Lord.
Yeah.
I wanted to take my own life. They complained without fail.
Yeah. There's those actors.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. It's like, I shouldn't be like, you just don't hear about them.
No, because
you occasionally hear someone is difficult.
Yeah. Difficult is that's the
code. That's code for so many things.
Yeah.
That's like, could be like, they bring a lot of guns to set. They,
it's also, I try to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. You hear stories about, like, I guess if you hear like multiple stories about an actor from different people, then you can kind of piece it together. But if I hear one, I take it with a grain of salt.
Of course.
Because you never know. Like the project, it could be night shoots and you're not sleeping at all. And like the director could be an asshole. Yeah. Like we don't talk enough about
who's this coming from?
We don't talk nearly enough about like bad directors,
Oh, interesting.
And to speak about that actor, actor that you're talking about in that show, like it's a director's job to like protect that actor and make them not look foolish.
I didn't want to say anything because you're a director, but I was like, I wanted to be, I didn't even look it up, but I was just like, who directed this, man? Let that actor do nothing. Let it was just a quick exchange, but it was so fucking stilted. I was like, just take both those actors and put them on a swing set.
Yeah.
Let them talk to each other for a little while. Yeah. Let them hang out. Let them wrestle if they're comfortable.
Yeah.
Play cards.
Yeah.
Then have them come back and say the lines.
Yeah.
Because it was just this thing of like, you know, is that the mail I've been waiting for? Here's your mail. Like something where I'm just like, guys.
Well, you heard that Jonah Hill story about him when he was in Wolf of Wall Street with Scorsese. And I think it was his first day and he just wasn't nailing the scene. And like Scorsese was like, another one. Yeah. What am I doing wrong? He's not giving me any direction. Another one. And then finally he said, kid, come here. And he had him sit by him at Video Village.
Okay.
And he just said, everyone leave. And it was just him and Jonah Hill. And Scorsese started reading the paper and he just didn't say anything to him. And he just reading the paper and then waited 10 minutes and then closed the paper and was like, okay, you ready for another one? It's like, okay. And he nailed it. And it's just all he needed was that moment of stillness. You can't tell someone to be still.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like he couldn't have been like, just calm down, just sit there. Like, I'm going to read the paper. No, it's not a big deal. Scorsese telling you it's not a big deal can make it a big deal. So for a director to, I mean, part of your job as a director is to unlock, wait, what does each actor need? Like that's they all need something totally different. Some of them need their asses kissed, and that's totally fine. You can get a great performance out of it, like stroking some ego. Like some need to just do like just find it. Like and some are not great at memorizing lines. Like, and they try as hard as they can, and maybe they have a learning disability or something that they're working through. You just, as a director, the worst thing you could do for an actor that like isn't good at memorizing is to shoot their coverage first. Like, it's an easy solution you could do. Get the other actors done first. You find out which actor does the best first takes and find out what actor does the best fifth take. Like, your job as a director isn't just like, there's this fucking annoying clip online that drives me nuts. It's James Gunn directing David Cornsweet, and it's like this really like operatic, like, this is your character, and he's like poking David Cornsweet. He's like, and they're like having like a fight, and like there's a swelling music, and this like the clip says like, this is what directing is. It's no, it's not what directing is at all. That is such a fucking glorified.
That's hilarious.
Like, that is not what like half the time directing is just like kind of figuring out how to you like work with these people and what they need, and it's just very boring. Like
this I think Stanislavski, the guy who forgets his lines, and then a stagehand dropped a thing of nails, and he goes over to help the guy, and then he's like, oh man, I got him. Yeah. You know, like my very, very first taped set was for Live at Gotham, and like 2007. And I was always like, never really had any stage fright. And I remember sitting in the makeup chair and realizing, there's gonna be a camera on me, and I got 7 minutes that I've done 1 billion times. And I was like, fuck. And I remember sweating, and they're like, is it hot? Like, why are you sweating like this? And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, oh no. So once it came my time, I'm like, I'm running. I'm going so fast people can't understand me. Yeah. And then the power went out. Yeah. Because there's a rainstorm. And they're like, all right, let's go again. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then I started again, feeling it a little bit, and the power went out again. Yeah. And I had a bit that was, I'm going in for an audition, and I'm going in for the role of, the power went out, and I went, the role of Dracula, like yelled that in the darkness and got a huge laugh. And they're like, let's go again. And they had to say again, guys, just pretend you haven't heard what Matt said. Yeah. And I'm just like, it's going to be great, guys. This is fine. And at that point I was like, I feel fantastic. But my set would have been trash. Yeah. I don't know if they would have aired it if the power hadn't dropped. So it's like, sometimes you need those moments where you, hey, go take a walk around the soundstage, come back or whatever. It's just, but I think in this era of, if there's always been the bottom line. Yeah. But now it's just,
Yeah, getting back to what we were talking about, like taking shooting days away. The shooting days are precious because sometimes you need to spend a little extra time to find that performance, and the performance is what's going to make the fucking movie. So like, why are we spending so much money on the crew and the cast and like the catering and then the first thing they say is like, you got to move on. Like I don't have it. Like, don't make me move on, because what we're doing right now is the movie. Like everything else is just for this. Yeah. Like why is it so backwards?
I think like I did a day on Pushing Daisies, and Barry Sonnenfeld, who did is that Barry Sonnenfeld who did Men in Black. Yeah. Love that movie, as well as umpteen other things. He directed the episode I did, and I realized he's great at doing comedy because he acts like a dick, but he's the nicest guy. He's this guy, like 6 foot something Jewish guy, and he wears cowboy boots, and he's sitting in the director's chair with his legs over the side of the director's arm, like these huge fucking black shiny cowboy boots. And I'm hanging from the ceiling. I'm a crash test dummy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where they're using dead bodies. And he's like, all right, roll sound. Like, he's like, everybody settle, roll. Like, he says all the things the second AD is supposed to say. And he's like, settle, roll sound. Matthew, don't fuck up this take and action. For some reason, he's calling me.
Did he do that with everyone? I bet he didn't.
I don't know.
I bet he's good enough to recognize that that's probably what you needed to loosen you up.
I think it's like, I don't even know if I wasn't loose. I think he just knew I was I was in stirrups. Yeah. It's kind of in pain. Yeah. You weigh 200 pounds and you're hanging with a thing up your ass like I was. It's like, this isn't, it's that thing where you're kind of just practicing Zen breathing techniques and just being like, this will eventually stop. Yeah. This will be over. It's not pain, it's just discomfort. Yeah. And you're like, I don't like this. Yeah. If your face is covered in weird makeup and
knowing
shit.
How long it's going to take.
Yeah. And I was heavier then, and I was in a skin tight bodysuit, and I was self-conscious about that.
Yeah. And you can't ask to be like, can we just take me out of this? Like, no, we can't. No, we can't.
No, it's like, we don't have time. Yeah. But that's a really good point. How, I don't know, this might be trite, but the director is a thermostat, not a thermometer. Yeah. Where it's like, you gotta set the tone. You have to be the clearest head. You have to be to know when this person's gonna, and like
your energy is like absorbed by everyone else. And so if you like the hardest thing for me as a director, and other directors I've talked to, is you're inside, you're freaking out and you're stressed and you're just like, this is not going, this is not
underwater, your legs are going like this.
You can't let anyone know that that's what's happening. And so your job is to just swallow that and just pretend like everything is perfect and going great.
It's too inside, but that'd be such a funny character in a movie, a director that just keeps losing it. And not in the way we've always seen, like, you're ruining my picture, my dream. It's just like, fuck. Yeah. I wish that was better. Oh. Just bitching. And like, we'll cut this if you want. Yeah. But I remember you telling me how, I already knew this, unsurprising, but a lot of these actors that get really, really ripped, they take steroids. And like,
I don't think that's a secret.
Okay. Yeah. Like bodybuilders take steroids. Yeah. The only people,
I don't think it's like possible for the human body to like,
you can't look like that
to hit that like peak form without a little bit of help. Yes. And they just changed the name. It's like, it's not steroids, it's this.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you look at the ingredients.
It's steroids. Bonanza Prime or whatever. It's steroids. Yeah. Yeah. Like, but it's just saying how, we all know what steroids do. They make you rage out. Yeah. And so some of these actors are just like, ah! Yeah. It's like, okay. Like, I mean, I don't envy that director. No. Whoever he or she might be. Yeah. Just having to be like.
Then you have to gamify that, right? Like you have, like, if you have to think about like, okay, well, this person's on steroids and maybe their emotions aren't regulated. Nope. And so like they're getting antsy, so we'll shoot their coverage first, and we'll bring in a stunt double to do like their over the shoulders, like they won't be in every shot. Sure. And so we'll keep
they can just go run around in the field over there safe for a while and scream, Yeah. Because this scene is going to all have music over it, so you can go over and just go in your trailer and kick the wall and scream if you need to. Yeah. And we can send you a Diet Coke. Yeah. Whatever you like. Yeah.
What I have learned is that never trust what an actor tells you. If they say like, I don't need you to compliment me, you probably like no one on earth says like, if you don't need compliments, you don't tell people you don't need compliments.
It's so funny to me.
No one says that, like, because you're so comfortable with yourself, you're not gonna. It's never gonna occur to you.
I can't imagine.
I don't need compliments. So if someone says I don't need compliments, fucking compliment the shit out of them.
I just want you to know, yes, it's me. There's no reason to say you're a beautiful man.
Yeah,
you don't have to say that.
You don't have to say it. Like, if you ever hear that, say every day.
Every day.
I know you told me not to say this,
but I just feel this way.
You're a beautiful man,
and I got you, sweet roll.
Yeah.
That's the idea. It's such a tell.
Yeah, it is such a tell.
I don't have you. Everyone, you make fun of me.
Yeah,
that's fine.
No,
don't ever make fun of that person. Do not. Never roast them.
Yeah,
never poke fun.
I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm just one of the gang.
Yeah.
All right. He's passed on now, but that was funny that famously James Caan on the set of Elf was like, he'd go around to the crew and the rest of the cast. He's like, everybody just call me Jimmy. Yeah. Jimmy Caan. Like having fun. You might have heard some things, just kind of, but it's like, yeah, he does get really angry and it works great in the movie. Mm-hmm. Him getting mad in the movie is so funny.
Yeah.
Like Elf, Buddy's like trying to hug him. He's like, stop trying to tickle me.
Yeah.
Just, and it's like, it works.
Yeah.
Because it's from a real place.
Yeah.
He's Sonny from Godfather.
Yeah.
So angry.
Yeah. He's great. Or he was great.
He was great. But like, it's I think we all who we are, but it's just, it is good if we can at least admit it to ourselves and go, look, I'm trying to be better.
Yeah. It's true. And sometimes the confrontation can, I guess you're using that same example, but I think about Wes Anderson and Gene Hackman. Like Gene Hackman famously hated Wes Anderson. Uh-huh. Like he didn't want to be I don't know if he didn't want to be in the movie, but he just hated Wes Anderson.
Okay.
And they did not get along, but that performance is unreal.
Yeah.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I can't imagine that movie without him. I don't think Wes Anderson probably can imagine the movie without him.
Well, I had talked with Ben Wise about this, about how it just blows my mind. Cause I really, I guess not need, if it's a good project, I'm just like, I'll just muscle through this. Yeah. I don't give a, if this guy hates me, whatever, we'll do it, and maybe this will help, or, I've never had that kind of situation, but for a project, sure.
Yeah.
But like, Van Halen, they asked David Lee Roth, when did you guys ever get along? He's like, never, man. They hated me, I hated them, but it was magic, man. Yeah. We made great hits. And you're like, God.
Yeah.
To go in the studio and write songs with people, you're like, fuck you, man. Can you imagine? I can't imagine.
No.
That's crazy. Be like if you're working with a DP or something like that, and you're like, oh, is this your latest garbage script? Companions suck, dude.
Yeah.
We ready?
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
And he's moving around the thing.
I think some people maybe thrive on that. I personally am very delicate, and I would crawl into my. I would hate the closest closet.
I would hate it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You direct the movie.
You have to listen to me. I'm the boss. Do you have a directing thing coming up?
Yeah, I do. Knock on wood, but we're trying to figure out the budget, but it's a Amazon horror movie that I'm extremely excited about.
Nice.
A script that I'm very proud of. Yeah. I don't want to say the title because it's not announced yet, but yeah.
Yeah. It's Gremlins.
It's Gremlins.
It's the redo of Gremlins.
5. We're skipping 4. It's good. Yeah. They're actually making a Gremlins 4. Did you know that?
No. Yeah. Is it with
Chris Columbus? Yeah.
Well, no. Did he direct it? No, I thought it was
Joe Dante directed the first one.
Yeah, Joe Dante
and the second one.
Okay.
But Chris Columbus, it was a script that I think actually, maybe don't quote me on this, and so maybe I shouldn't be saying this on me recorded, but I think it was his college script,
really.
Chris Columbus did. It was very dark, and I know that I know this for a fact that in the first version of the script, the mom gets killed, and one of the gremlins beheads her and throws her head down the stairs.
Jesus.
It was really dark.
I remember seeing it around Christmas as a kid and being like, "What? This movie's fucked up."
I remember my sister coming to my room saying, we're going to go see Goonies today. And I thought she meant Gremlins. I was like, and I freaked out. I was like, I can't see that movie. It's too scary for me.
Those the green versions were so hideous. They were so scary. They looked so evil.
Yeah.
Like even on the poster, I was like, what the heck? This is, I'm attracted and repelled at the same time.
Yeah. You're attracted to the female gremlin. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, too. Yeah, with the boobs.
Yeah.
So hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Garish red lipstick. Yeah. And the weird wig. Yeah. The fact that your first thing you directed was your own movie.
Yeah. I mean, like misleading a little bit because I directed a lot in my 20s, like short films. But I mean, I'm saying you didn't direct any TV, did you? No.
Besides,
I didn't. No.
No. Okay.
I mean, like I show ran My Dead Ex. So that's semi directing because you're there every day. You're at Video Village and you're giving notes. And, yeah. So, but yeah, this was my first movie.
That's so crazy and awesome. And, Zach Krager, we talk about that a little bit. Yeah. He basically he's the reason why I directed it. Cause he was, so I wrote the script as a writing sample that I like to set the bar as low as I possibly can. Cause then if you it's easy to get over. And if you leap over it, all the better. So I was just like, here's a writing sample that kind of reflects the kind of movie that I like. I probably won't get to make this movie, but like maybe I'll get a job that's like this movie, like another thriller or sci-fi movie or something like that. So it totally was coming from a place of like, let's just, show the world what you can write. And so I wrote it and then got some producers like attention from it. And then Zach Krager got his hands on it because the Barbarian producers were involved in it. And he was originally attached. This is before Barbarian came out. He was originally attached to direct it. And so for about 4 or 5 weeks, Zach and I would meet and just talk about the script. And I'd ask him a billion questions about his experience making Barbarian. And I mean, like, I fully knew that he wasn't going to direct it because Barbarian hadn't come out yet. I'd seen it. It's amazing. I'd read the script. It's amazing. It's like, this movie's going to come out. It's going to be #1 and he's going to be able to do whatever he wants. And this is probably just a parachute for him just in case like something bad happens. But no, nothing bad is going to happen. It's a brilliant movie. Of course, it comes out. It's like, it is #1. Yeah. Everyone loves it. Great reviews. And like, I get a phone call that Monday after it had come out. And it's like Zach Krager on my phone. I was like, oh, he's going to call. Like, this is the call where he's going to say, I can't direct it. So I have to pretend like I'm going to be surprised. Yeah. And that's the first thing he said is like, I'm sorry. I'm at a place where I can do my next passion project, which turned out to be weapons. Right.
So I'm going to do that, but I want to stay on as producer. And so already it's a gravy, like great, like fantastic. You can be a producer on it and whatever. It's like, that's amazing. And then he says, and although also I talked to Roy Lee, one of the producers, and I talked to Boulder Light, and if you want to direct this, we'll all be behind you. And I was like floored by this. I was like, I'm not expecting.
You never pushed
for it because again, setting the bar as low as I possibly can. I'm like, I just, all I want to do is get this movie made. And if I'm an obstacle into this movie getting made, like I'm going to step out of the way because first time director, that means a lot of things. You're probably not going to get the cast you want. You're not going to get the budget you want. You're not going to get a studio to make it. Like all these things that I'm thinking about, like, well, the best director is going to be the director that gets the movie made. And that's probably not me. So I did never pitch myself. I didn't even bring it up to Zach, planting the seed. I didn't even do that. And then I got this phone call and it was so shocking to me. It wasn't part of that plan that I had made up, and knowing I wanted to direct, but I was like, this doesn't fit into my plan. And I was just immediately scared shitless because I know how hard it is to make a movie. I said, let me think about it, which is crazy in hindsight that I needed like a day to think about it. But I took a day and I like shut my blinds and I turned my phone off.
You're such a psycho.
I'm not going to get any advice from anyone. I'm not going to call a bunch of people and find out what I should do. This is like something I have to like figure out for myself. And the only thing I allowed myself to do is I listened to a couple podcasts, not looking for advice, but I naturally just like movie podcasts. And I was listening to a podcast and one of the podcasts had a director on it. And it happened to be a writer director that said, I was given an opportunity to direct a script of mine, and I was so like debilitated by fear that I said no to it. And then on set, I watched the director screw this movie up, and I just kept thinking, like, this is the biggest mistake I've ever made. And as soon as I heard that, it's like the universe is telling me to direct this movie, and I immediately called Zach up, and I was like, I'm sorry it took me 14 hours to even like occur to me, but yeah, I'd be stupid not to do that. So from that moment on.
And he's like, we've moved on, bro.
Yeah. It's like, oh, shit.
I want you to meet the director of Companion. Brett Radner's right here. Fuck.
Oh, perfect.
God damn it.
Yeah. Great.
Well, you can't talk about the movie, but is there anything you want to plug before you go?
No, I can't talk about the movie. So just
go see Companion.
Go see Companion. If you haven't seen it, please see it. Yeah. Like, it's on HBO Max, Amazon Prime. Very proud of it. Very small.
Dude, Max and I were talking about it before you got here, and like I was telling him how I was on the road. I was in Batavia, Illinois, and I took an Uber to go see it at the mall, and I was like kind of freaked out because I was like, "Boy, I hope it's good."
Yeah,
that's
awkward. Yeah,
because I knew you could tell if I was lying.
Yeah,
and I fucking
you wouldn't talk to me about it. You're like, I haven't seen it.
No, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic, and it scratched a lot of horror itches that I really wanted, and also like the commentary on everything going on right now in tech was fantastic, and with the the international mail, I should say, in a lot of ways, and person anyway. But it's great.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks for coming on the show, dude.
Of course,
Good luck with Gremlins 5.
Yeah, thank you.
And I hope it is another
new batch, the newest batch. Yeah.
The brand new batch.
Yeah.
Cool.
Working title. But
yes.
That's what I'll plug.
There
Gremlins
you go.
Gremlins 5.
Gremlins 5. Go see it, everybody. Thanks, man.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.